My name is David Carlisle, and up until a few weeks ago, I believed I was living the dream. My wife Emily was beautiful, charming, and had a laugh that could light up an entire room. We had a home that felt like a sanctuary and a love story that seemed unshakable, or so I thought. It began with the small things. Whispered phone calls she dismissed as work emergencies. Late nights out with her friends, and the lingering scent of cologne that wasn't mine. At first, I tried to rationalize it. Emily was a social butterfly, always brimming with energy and surrounded by people. It was just her nature. But the unease gnawed at me until I couldn't ignore it any longer. One Saturday afternoon, I decided to trust my gut. Emily had left her laptop open while she went to shower, and I knew the password. I'm not proud of what I did, but something compelled me to look. My hands trembled as I opened her email and saw the thread. There it was, messages. Between Emily and another man, Steva, discussing their secret weekend getaway, my chest felt like it had been cracked open. Every word I read was another knife to the heart. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I spent the next week gathering evidence, ensuring I wasn't imagining things or overreacting. I hired a private investigator who confirmed my worst fears. Pictures, receipts, even timestamps, all the proof I needed. Emily wasn't just cheating. She was living an entirely separate life with this man. My initial reaction was rage, raw and all-consuming. But anger can be a dangerous master. So I did what Emily had clearly failed to do. I planned. If she wanted to destroy the life we built together, I would make sure she felt every piece of it crumble beneath her feet. First, I reached out to a lawyer, not just any lawyer, the best divorce attorney in the city. He listened to my story with a mix of sympathy and professional detachment, nodding as I handed over the evidence. Together, we drafted the paperwork. I knew I had to keep this a secret until the timing was perfect. Meanwhile, I set the stage for my revenge. Emily loved throwing elaborate dinner parties, so I suggested we host one the following weekend. She was delighted by the idea, oblivious to my ulterior motives. I spent the days leading up to the event pretending everything was normal, forcing smiles and enduring her touch, which now felt foreign and cold. The night of the party arrived. The house was filled with friends, laughter, and the clinking of glasses. Emily was in her element, glowing as she mingled and played the perfect hostess. Steve was there too, as her work colleague. I felt my stomach churn every time I saw them exchange a knowing glance. But I kept my composure. Tonight wasn't about me losing control, it was about reclaiming it. As dinner wound down, I stood up and tapped my glass to get everyone's attention. "Thank you all for coming," I began, my voice steady despite the storm brewing inside me. "Emily and I have something we'd like to share with you all." Her eyes darted to me, a flicker of confusion crossing her face. This wasn't part of the plan, and she knew it. "Emily," I said, turning to her with a smile that didn't reach my eyes, "why don't you come up here?" She hesitated, but eventually joined me, still clutching her wine glass. I pulled out an envelope from my jacket pocket and handed it to her. "Go ahead," I said softly. "Read it." The room was silent as she opened the envelope. Scanned the papers, and I watched the color drain from her face. "David," she whispered, her voice shaking. "What is this?" "It's a divorce agreement," I said, loud enough for everyone to hear. Gasps rippled through the room. "And, before you ask, yes, I know about you and Steve." Her hand flew to her mouth as she staggered back, nearly dropping the papers. Steve, who had been sitting at the far end of the table, froze like a deer in headlights. "But that's not all," I continued, turning to the guests. "You see, while Emily was busy sneaking around, I was busy protecting myself." I gestured to my lawyer, who had been sitting quietly in the corner. He stood up and began distributing copies of the evidence emails, photos, and receipts to everyone in the room. The whispers turned into murmurs, then full-blown outrage. Emily's closest friends looked at her with disgust. A few even walked out. "David, please," Emily begged, tears streaming down her face. "Can we talk about this privately?" "Privately?" I repeated, laughing bitterly. "You didn't seem to care about privacy when you were humiliating me behind my back. Why should I grant you that courtesy now?" Steve tried to slink away, but I wasn't finished. "Oh, and Steve," I called out, stopping him in his tracks. "Don't think you're off the hook. Your wife's lawyer has been informed. Expect to hear from her soon." The room was a maelstrom of emotions, anger, betrayal, pity. Emily collapsed into a chair, sobbing uncontrollably, while Steve made a hasty exit. I felt a strange sense of calm wash over me. For the first time in weeks, I was in control. The aftermath was predictably messy. Emily tried to contact me repeatedly, leaving voicemails filled with apologies and pleas for forgiveness. I didn't respond. My lawyer handled everything, ensuring the divorce proceeded smoothly and swiftly. Thanks to the evidence, I walked away with the house, a significant portion of our joint savings, and most importantly, my dignity intact. As for Emily, she lost more than just our marriage. Her reputation was in tatters, and her friends quickly distanced themselves. Steve's wife filed for divorce, and his career took a nosedive after his indiscretions became public knowledge. The two of them tried to make a go of it, but their relationship crumbled under the weight of their guilt and shame. It's been a year since that fateful night, and I'm finally starting to heal. I've thrown myself into work, rekindled old friendships, and even started dating again. Trust doesn't come easily these days, but I'm learning to open my heart slowly and cautiously. Looking back, I don't regret how I handled things. Emily made her choices, and she had to face the consequences. If nothing else, this experience taught me the importance of self-respect and the power of taking back control of your own life. And for that, I'll always be grateful.